Well, Mr. Microphone, are we ready to go? First of all, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you so much for being here this evening. My name is Matt DiMeo. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for Numis Network. And for those of you that I haven't met, I think I've met everybody in the room at this point. But and a special welcome to those of you that are wearing red name tags indicates you are a guest of ours. I'd also like to welcome all of those people that are viewing us. If you would all kind of turn around and look at the camera back there. We've got folks looking at us from all over the United States, Canada, and we've got some night owls that at midnight over there in the UK are watching us over in Great Britain, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and so we have hundreds of people over there right now. So welcome all of you across the pond. Well, it is very exciting. I'm very, very pleased to be here tonight. For those of you that are guests and those of you viewing at home that are guests of ours, I want to give you a little bit of an understanding of what you can expect with this presentation. First of all, we do believe in the KISS principle. We keep it short and sweet. If you have the ability to take some notes, I'm certainly going to encourage that. But tonight we're going to get into the facts and the details about who our company is, who our founders are, a little bit about the value proposition, about what makes our company not only unique and profitable, but really a lifeline to freedom in a world that really desperately needs something as a solution. And you'll be the judge of that for yourselves. This business really isn't about just financial independence, but that is the ultimate result that many people achieve. What they do find is that you have a better quality of life. You have more peace of mind. You sleep better. You have more time with the family. You just enjoy things better. Our whole philosophy is that you have the ability to collect assets, have fun, and make money. How many of you think that's a pretty good deal? And that's really what we're all about. Now, before I introduce our first speaker, I do want to give you a little bit of information that'll help you give you some context for just how good your timing is. You know, there's a lot of different types of businesses that a person can get into. I think my good friend Burke Hedges says, you know, there was a time that if you sold vinyl records, you probably made a lot of money. But if you were in the vinyl record business these days, you probably wouldn't be doing too well. Yes, we do have a resurgence in a retro market for it, but I like to think of 8-track tapes. You know, there was a time that was a big business. The timing for something like that right now is terrible. It's not just is something a good business or not, but it has to do with timing. And right at this very moment, I want to address something that has to do with timing specific to today's date. Does anybody know, right off the top of their head, how many days are left to the end of the year? Anybody know? Anybody want to take a guess? How many days between now and December 31st? How many? 91? Who said that? Well, you are exactly right. 80 days. Let's give her a nice hand. How did you know that? You counted. Perfect. There are only 80 days left to the year 2011. But these are quite a remarkable 80 days. You see, during these next 80 days, certain things happen that don't happen the rest of the year. Number one, the month of October is second only to the month of June for weddings. More people get married in the month of October than any other month of the year with the exception of June. Now, why is that an important thing? Because families come together. Because people are looking for truly unique commemorative gifts. And you're going to hear about one of those type of gifts that we provide here tonight. In November, here in the United States, we celebrate Thanksgiving. Our brothers and sisters up in Canada just enjoyed their Thanksgiving at the beginning of October. But we're celebrating our Thanksgiving here in November. And then soon it'll be Christmas, and we've got Hanukkah, and we've got the New Year's celebration. There are two things that you cannot deny. Number one, more people need money in the next 80 days than at any other time in the year. Can I get an amen? And because they need more money at this time of the year than at any other time, more people look for additional sources of income. More people that are not normally in the job market get part-time jobs at stores. You've got the Santas. You've got people that get involved in all sorts of new businesses between now and the end of the year because they are financially motivated. Undeniable. So right now, your timing is to be able to serve a market of people that are looking for gifts, that are desiring to earn more money, and that are actively seeking the solution to those two situations. And it's all between now and the next 80 days from now. In addition to that, you've got the biggest advantage is that more people will socialize with folks they haven't seen, and their network of contacts dramatically grows during the next 80 days more than any other time of the year, probably more than the rest of the year put together. Think about it. You'll be invited to more social events, more family parties. High schools have their reunions. People have their homecoming. You've got social events, parties, family get-togethers, and not only are you seeing people that you already know that you haven't seen in a long time, you're meeting all of their family and all of their friends. Your network of contacts is going to dramatically expand in the next 80 days. So if you understand that all of these factors come together in the next 2.5 months, and you are in the right room and on the right video presentation to be able to take full advantage of that. That's good to know, isn't it? By the way, you can go, uh-huh. When you came in, we gave you something that will actually help you in your pursuit. We have a flyer that hopefully you've all had an opportunity to receive, and it is with the Forever Crystal, packaged along with coins. I'm not going to give you a presentation on what the crystal and the coins are all about, but I do want to point out that these flyers are at a special price. Normally we sell this package for more than this, and this is a demo set. You will find that if you simply show this to people, you show the actual product to people, the Forever Crystal packaged with a coin, you will be amazed at the incredible warm reception that you get from them because they've never seen anything quite like this before. It's truly a luxurious gift. Well, it's time to introduce our first speaker. But before I do that, we do have a couple of housekeeping rules. And so I'd like to know how many of you here in tonight's live audience have one of these with you. If you've got a cell phone with you, would you please take it out? Please take your cell phone out. Look for the power switch and turn it off. Unless, of course, you're expecting a medical emergency phone call, in which case you put it to vibrate. Now, in order to give our speaker tonight a warm reception, I want to warm the room up a little bit. And in order to do that, I want to also show you how simple our business really is. I'm only going to give you about 15 seconds for this. If you'd be kind enough to stand at your place, turn to somebody you have not yet met, shake hands, and introduce yourself. You've got 15 seconds. Ready, go. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, terrific. Just a quick survey. I'm curious, how many of you enjoyed that? Good. How many of you thought that felt a little like church? Now, if you see me speak 100 times, you'll see me do that 99 times. And I do it the same way every time to prove a couple of points. Number one, our business really is that simple. Our business really comes down to the ability to turn to somebody you haven't yet met and introduce yourself and shake hands and make a new contact. Not everybody you meet is going to have an interest in what we do, but you're actually in the business of solving problems. You're solving problems of time and money and fear and frustration in an uncertain world. We have some legitimate solutions, and you'll have the opportunity to judge how good these solutions are for yourselves as a result of tonight's presentation. And to give it, there is nobody better than our speaker tonight. Not only is this gentleman one of our founding partners, he is one of the people that originally was there at the moment this concept was first a glimmer of an idea. And coming from somebody that knew nothing about this industry whatsoever, he has now become our apostle. He has become our promoter. He's the one that is now spreading the word about what an incredible product we've got. He is our product expert. His initials, CK, we've initialed him the Coin King. But you will know him as our founding partner and Vice President, Executive Vice President, Mr. Chris Kent.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Well, it's great being here on Tuesday night. I'd like to say hello to everybody out there in the UK and Canada and all over the country. You know, I really enjoy these Tuesday night presentations because we know we always have 200 or 300 people out there that are watching all over the place. And it allows people to see what we do here at the home office and see a corporate presentation live over the internet. It's amazing what technology has done for us today. And, you know, this just wouldn't have been possible just 3 or 4 short years ago. So I want to welcome you guys tonight. As Matt said, my name is Chris Kent. I'm one of the founding partners here at Numis Network. And give you a little background about myself. I was born and raised in a little small town about 30 miles east of here called Plant City, Florida. Anybody ever heard of it? Do you ever notice how everybody laughs when you say Plant City? Now, the only people that can laugh at Plant City are me and Alan Henderson because we're from Plant City. Oh, and Wayne, okay. But growing up in Plant City, I grew up in a little farming community, didn't have a whole lot, but knew that I wanted more out of life, and I knew I wanted to get ahead in life. So my parents always told me, Chris, you know, you got to get a good education, you got to go to college and get a job. And I worked every odds and end job growing up that you can imagine. But one thing that I realized is that the people that had the jobs weren't the people that were really becoming wealthy. I got a job in college at the local country club. And in studying most of the people at the country club that were wealthy, I realized that most of those people didn't have jobs. Most of those people owned businesses. You guys realize that? That the wealthy are the business owners? And so I started seeking out ways to make money, and I was very fortunate, went to college, majored in finance. I was very fortunate when I got out of college to be offered a job in the insurance industry. And this insurance job was really, you were kind of an independent contractor. You really didn't work for the company. You kind of just went out and did your own thing. And so it's kind of like owning your own business. And the best thing that I liked about insurance, what really turned me on to this industry, was that you could create something called a residual income, meaning you could sell a policy one time and get paid for it over and over and over and over again. I would see people at that business that had been working there for 5 and 10 years, they would take a week off every month because the 4th week of the month was when they got their residual check. So I fell in love with the concept of residual income. Shortly after that, about 3 years after my insurance career started, I was introduced to the concept of network marketing. Now, I really got excited about this industry because not only did it combine residual income, but it also combined leverage, where not only could you earn money off your own efforts, but you could show and help promote other people and help others become successful and earn off of their efforts as well. So now we had residual income and leverage, and I've been in this industry now for the last 20 years. So I'm going to share with you a concept tonight called Numis Network that we just launched literally just 2.5 years ago. So we're a brand new company, and we're very excited about the future. And we're going to share with you tonight why Numis is really different than any other opportunity out there. So we believe at Numis that we're really at a historic time. And we're really at the convergence of historic timing and opportunity. Well, and to understand this timing and opportunity, you have to understand that we believe we're at the beginning of a modern-day gold rush. Now, at the end of this presentation, I think you're going to find that most people say that this just makes sense. We have put together a program here at Numis that is pretty much, one of the things I hear it often referred to as, you know, Chris, that's a no-brainer. Anybody ever heard that before when you've given a presentation? Yeah, it pretty much is. So we think that it's just going to make sense. But to understand about this convergence of this historic time and opportunity, first of all, I often say to understand the future, you really need to understand the past. You need to look at the past, because how many people in here today believe that history tends to repeat itself? You know, if you understand that everything's driven by human emotions and fear and greed, history tends to repeat itself over and over again. Well, let's take a little bit of look at history and really how we got here today. If you go back to 1849, you look and see the California Gold Rush. Well, that's really what expanded the United States to the west, was this rush out to the western part of the United States in search for gold. And then you have, in 1933, was a historic time, because in 1933, in the United States of America, there was something passed called the Gold Reserve Act. And what it did is it made it illegal for U.S. citizens to own a significant amount of gold bullion. A lot of people in this country don't realize that it used to be illegal from 1933 to 1974. You could not own a significant amount of gold bullion in the United States of America. Now, that did not, by the way, that Reserve Act, it did not apply to something that we're going to talk about tonight, which is numismatic coins. Now, in 1964, you had something happen in the United States that was pretty unprecedented, because for the first, pretty much almost the first 200 years of our existence, our country was really on something called a gold standard. But it wasn't just a gold standard, it was really a gold and silver standard. You see, our money was backed by precious metals, gold and silver. And if you had a dime from 1964 today, that dime would literally be worth about $3. Now, why would the dime be worth $3 today? Well, in 1964, our money was actually made of silver. So in 1964, we stopped making our money out of silver, and we started making it out of less precious metals. But if you go back and look at the bills from 1964 and before, you'll see that they actually said silver certificate. And after 1964, the silver certificates then became what we have today, which are Federal Reserve notes. You know, it's funny, as I travel around today, a lot of times I'll ask my cashier before I go to pay, hey, do you still take those Federal Reserve notes? And you know, a lot of people just don't know what they are. I think they think I'm saying, will you take food stamps? Because they always say, no, we don't take those. So we stopped issuing silver certificates. But before 1964, you could actually take your silver certificates and you could turn them in for real silver. That no longer exists today in the United States. And then in 1971, this was really the turning point. This was a very critical turning point in our country and our world's history, because in 1971, President Nixon actually took the United States and the world off of the gold standard. So after 1971, you could no longer redeem your U.S. dollars for gold from the United States government. Now, at that time, the United States was the largest creditor nation in the entire world. So in 1971, more countries owed us money than any country in the history of the world. Now, we all know that 40 short years later, Today, the United States is the largest debtor nation in the world. We now owe more money to more countries than any other country in the world. So this literally did change our entire situation in the United States. Well, in 1974, something actually positive happened. President Ford actually repealed the limitations on gold ownership. Once the dollar could no longer be redeemed for gold, more and more people in the United States wanted to own it, and there was a backlash. So President Ford repealed that ownership limitations, and now U.S. citizens could own gold and silver again. But it wasn't until 1986, when Ronald Reagan came along, that he passed something called the Liberty Coin Act, which actually required the U.S. Mint to start minting gold and silver coins again. You see, a lot of people, if you study history and you really know the history of Ronald Reagan, he was a big advocate of the gold standard. He wanted Americans to own gold and silver. How many folks wish you would have started collecting gold and silver back in 1986? Yeah, I know most people do. Well, this law actually requires now that the U.S. Mint must mint enough gold and silver coins to keep up with demand. Well, you fast forward to 2008, and that's when something critically happened in our country. We had this financial crisis. And it wasn't just a financial crisis here in the United States. It's literally turned into a global financial crisis. I mean, today you literally can't turn on the television without hearing something about Europe and the financial situation they're in. And we're literally 3 years removed from this financial crisis, and we still see it affecting everybody today. By the way, does anybody think that we're out of the recession yet? You know, I saw a statistic today on CNBC that said 3 years later, you know, after about a year, year and a half after the crisis, they said the recession is over. Yet incomes in the United States alone have gone down 10% in the last 3 years. 10%. Not to mention our home values. Anybody's home value go up? You know, so if you look at what's happened to home values and what's happened to real incomes, this is what's happened from this financial crisis. And it was because of this crisis that my partners and I got together and said this will be the perfect, absolute perfect time to get back into the direct sales industry and start a company that's doing something different that can change people's financial lives. And in 2009, myself and Ian Cordell and Jake Kevorkian got together and launched Numis Network. And like I said, it was because of this financial crisis that we did this. My partner, Jake, he has over 20 years of experience in the direct sales industry. He's the former #1 income earner for a nutritional company called Boxa International. He went on to become the president and owner of that company for over 10 years. And Jake and I, one of the things that's a little bit different about our company is Jake and I actually work out in the field with our leaders and with our representatives. A lot of companies, their founders, you'll see them behind the desk in the home office, but we actually work out in the field and do these presentations and trainings and three-way calls, and that's what we enjoy doing because that's where we came from. As you know, as you can see by Jake's past, he was the #1 income earner out in the field of this industry. My partner and I, Ian Cordell, we bring a special skill set to this company that I think makes our company very unique. One of the things that really launched Numis Network was our ability to have an infrastructure that was 10 years old already in place. You see, for the last 10 years, Ian and I have owned one of the top direct sales technology companies in the world called IDSTC. We actually support this industry, and we support over 150 other companies in our industry with their back offices and all of their technology from a software standpoint that they need to run their companies. We do everything from designing compensation plans to programming compensation plans to designing websites and shopping cart technology for companies. And when we started Numis, we already had this infrastructure in place to bring it to Numis Network. And before that, Ian and I had founded a telecom company in 1994. We grew that company here in Tampa to over 300,000 customers around the country. And as I like to tell people, one of the things that I've recognized in my career, that it's often better to be in the right place at the right time than it is to be smart. Anybody ever recognize that? You know, I can say Ian and I timed that industry absolutely perfect. In 1994, you didn't really have to know anything about telecom. You just had to be in telecom. You know, and we started that company and grew it to over 300,000 customers in less than 5 years. So we were definitely in the right place at the right time. And I believe that's where we're at today with Numis Network. And here are the major trends that are really capitalizing on that timing today. First of all, you have more people as Matt said, not only in the next 80 days, but more people, because of what's going on around the world today, you have more people than ever looking for opportunities to make more money. And that's one of the things that this industry and certainly our company provides people. In addition to that, social and professional networking. How many folks here tonight are on Facebook? Let me see your hands. Look around, guys. There's just about no one today that's not on Facebook, okay? Facebook has become a phenomenon where I believe today there's almost 700 million people on Facebook. So social networking and professional networking. In fact, I've heard some experts say that in today's day and age, you're either going to be networking or you're going to be not working. And certainly you can see that as a major trend today that we're capitalizing on here at Numis. And then the demand for our product. You know, when I look out there today at all of the products that are marketed through this industry, I look at all the great companies that market unbelievable products. One thing that I know for sure is none of those products' demand has increased like the demand for our products have over the last 3 or 4 years and continue to increase with the uncertainty that's going on in the world today. And I want to give you an idea of why this has happened. Why has there been such a huge increase in demand for gold and silver? Well, one of the reasons why is because people realize that their purchasing powers of their paper dollars have been in decline for literally the last 40 years. And to give you a good example of that, I like to use this 1966 Ford Mustang, which, by the way, was my very first car. You know what's amazing about the 1966 Mustang is I bought my 66 Mustang in 1982. And I paid more than $2,500 for it. I paid more for that car than it cost when it's brand new. So I don't know too many cars that go up in value after 14, 15 years, but the Mustang was one of those cars that really held its value. But if you look back to 1966, you could actually buy a brand new Mustang for 2,500 silver dollars because silver dollars were worth $1 back in 1966. Or you could have certainly walked into the Ford dealership and paid 2,500 paper dollars for that Mustang. And you would have walked out with your brand new Mustang. Now fast forward to today, what's your 2,500 paper dollars going to get you today? The tires, the steering wheel, I heard a tag. Well, it's going to get you pretty much a small down payment, right? You're going to get a down payment on a brand new Mustang. But if you had 2,500 silver dollars today, silver traded about $32, add about $3 for your Silver Eagles, you got $35 per Silver Eagle times 2,500. You could literally buy 3 brand new Mustangs with that same 2,500 silver dollars. So this is the point where I like to ask folks that are watching this presentation, so which one of these dollars do you think that you should be collecting? Which one makes more sense, right? And that's what we do at Numis Network. We show people how to collect a silver dollar each month. And here's what we do. We simply transfer paper dollars into a lasting asset. How many folks think that that makes sense? You know, if you look at the situation of our country today, I believe we're in this situation because most people overspent. Most people took on too much credit, too much debt, and they didn't save enough. You know, you look at our savings rate in the United States, and there for a while it was actually negative. Where if you go back to the 70s and the 60s, we used to save, our country used to save about 8 to 10% of its income every single month. People don't do that anymore. We're showing people how to get back to that and how to put something away for the future. So we simply transfer some of those paper dollars into a lasting asset. So collecting assets, I like to use the example of the 1986 coin that I talked about that Ronald Reagan wanted everybody to collect. You know, if you look back at a 1986 bullion Silver Eagle, so if you just had a Silver Eagle that was like this from 1986, that coin today would be worth about $35 because it's just 1 ounce of bullion silver. No matter whether it says 1986 or 2006 or 2011 on the coin, it's worth $35 to $40. Now, here's the amazing thing. If you look at a 1986 Silver Eagle that has been certified and graded and is in perfect condition and encapsulated and sonically sealed to keep that condition the same, that coin today sells for about $700. $700. So the next question is real simple. If you're going to collect silver dollars, do you want to collect these or these? Well, these are down at the bottom. The graded and certified coins are the ones that we collect at Numis Network. And we're going to get in a little bit more detail about that tonight. So why do people love our coins? Well, there's a lot of reasons why people like our coins, other than just the fact that they're an asset with lasting value, because they have precious metals. And people know that precious metals have been valuable forever. I mean, everybody knows that gold and silver has been used for money for over 3,000 years. In fact, a lot of people are preferring that today over some of the paper dollars that are being used out there. It provides security and a safe haven. And I'm going to point this out in my training, but when you think back to a time where gold and silver prices spiked and you saw people run and flock to gold and silver, it typically is a time of uncertainty, a time when people are afraid. You know, when one of the biggest times that they had a huge run and could not keep up with demand at the U.S. Mint on gold and silver was in recent history was in 1999. Do you guys remember the Y2K scare? You remember when everybody was afraid that they were going to wake up and turn on their computers and everything was going to be wiped out and their bank accounts were going to say zero on them and everything? Guess what people ran out and bought more of than ever before? Gold and silver during that time. And that's what people tend to flock to when they want that security and safe haven that they know is always going to be there. Well, our coins also have what we call numismatic value. That's the value over and above just the precious metal content. And the value of the numismatic value is really based on demand and rarity and condition. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that tonight. People also like collecting. You know, does anybody remember the Beanie Baby craze? People love collecting. We're just showing people how to collect something that's been valuable forever, not valuable for 2 years. Okay? This isn't a craze. I think people actually like gold and silver. Everybody agree? Yeah. And people love our coins for the art, the history, the education. You know, when the U.S. government did a survey, they found out that 70% of Americans consider themselves to be coin collectors. Now, how many of you here, before you ever heard of Numis, would consider yourselves to be a coin collector? Let me see your hands. Well, that's not true with the government survey. They must have asked the question a lot differently in their survey. So let me ask the question a little differently. How many folks in here have ever collected a wheat penny, a mercury dime, a buffalo nickel, a state quarter, or kept some coins from overseas when you came back from another country? Let me see your hands. See, you're all coin collectors. I think that's the way they must have asked the question. But everybody, I believe, has collected a coin at some point in their life. And 70% of Americans said that they would consider themselves to be coin collectors. And they make great gifts. You know, Matt talked about it in the opening, but I think we have one of the best gifts that you could ever give to somebody. I've been giving these coins and our forever crystals away now for about 2 years, and I've never seen the response to a gift like when you give somebody a coin. When you give somebody a forever crystal that has their image etched into that crystal with the coin, it is amazing the response that you get. And I can promise you that these are gifts that will never be re-gifted at a Christmas party. And then one of my favorite things about our product, and one of the things that absolutely got me hooked on this product, is that I'm actually creating a legacy that I can pass on to my children for years to come. You know, the first time that I brought home a coin, I showed it to my 10-year-old daughter at the time, and she looked at it, and I was able to teach her the history on that coin, on the American Silver Eagle, the history that was there with Lady Liberty, and she's wrapped in the American flag, and you know the 13 stars that are on the back of the coin and what that stood for. And it's something that her and I do every single month together as we collect these coins together, and it gives us that bond. And that's one of the things that I really like about our coins, is that you can create, it's great for the entire family. But there's one reason that everybody loves our coins, and I think everybody can agree to this, is that people love our coins is because, well, you can make money with them. You know, and that's what really makes this so unique, this opportunity, is that not only can you make a little money, you can make a lot of money. This picture here is one of the trips that we took with our top leaders in the company. We took a cruise back in, I don't know, November of last year, I think, or February sometime. I don't know. We've been on so many trips now. They can start to run together. But One of the things that is really cool about our company is that not only do we provide you the opportunity to make money, but we also provide cool lifestyle experiences as well. So here's how you make money with Numis Network. You simply do a simple thing, which is introduce people to this concept of transferring paper money into a lasting asset each and every month. And you do that through something called our Fast Track Collector's Kit and our Silver Coin of the Month Club. Now, our Fast Track Collector Kit gives you everything you need to start your collection and to get started with Numis. And the Silver Coin of the Month Club, well, these are coins from all over the world. In fact, I'm going to go into a detailed training on the Silver Coin of the Month Club, but we have coins from the U.S., Canada, Great Britain, from Australia, from China, from Mexico, from Austria. We get coins from all around the world if you're a member of our Silver Coin of the Month Club. And our coins, again, are not ordinary bullion coins. These coins have all been certified and graded by a third-party authenticator, and they're literally museum quality. These coins are in perfect condition. These are the coins that collectors are looking for, that cherish, that go up in value over time. And the value is based on, again, more than just the precious metal content. It's also based on the numismatic value. And all of our coins are graded MS70, which stands for Mint State 70. And Mint State 70, by the way, is the highest possible grade that a coin can get. Grading coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and all of our coins, if you're a member of the Silver Coin of the Month Club, that you get are 70s. And it's kind of like diamonds. I like to compare it to diamonds. You know, if you get a diamond, it's the higher the grade and the higher the quality determines the price. And the same thing is in coins. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, Chris, isn't this just an ounce of silver? Isn't this coin just an ounce of silver? That's it? Well, the answer is no, it's not just an ounce of silver. These coins have literally been sent to a third-party authenticator, graded and certified, which gives them additional value over and above just the ounce of silver. In fact, not only do we offer great prices on our coins, but we offer a great selection. And I like to show people just an example of some of the competition out there. And this is actually a screenshot from one of the large retailers of coins, one of the largest retailers of coins in the world, and the name of the website is govmint.com. Now, GovMint, the reason I believe that they get so many orders is because most people think that they are the government mint. And they go to that website thinking, oh, I'm just buying from the mint. This is actually just a retail website. And if you look, their American Silver Eagles for an MS70 is selling for $159. Now, you can get that same American Silver Eagle through Numis Network if you're a member of the Silver Coin of the Month Club for $119. So you can see that our coins are very competitively priced with the marketplace. If you look at Shop NBC, a very popular website for buying stuff, you see that Shop NBC, their price is $155 for an American Silver Eagle PCGS. We sell that same exact coin right there. That same exact coin is sold on our website for $129, a PCGS MS70 2011 coin. So we have very competitive prices, and that's one of the things that distinguishes this opportunity from a lot of other opportunities in this industry. Sometimes you'll find that the products in this industry tend to be higher than what you can find out there in the retail market. Here's another example of a Chinese panda, and this exact same coin, our members of the Silver Coin of the Month Club received this coin this year for $119, and here it's for sale on Home Shopping Network for $149. So not only do we have very competitive prices, but we offer a great selection for people that are on the Silver Coin of the Month Club. So one of the questions that a lot of people ask me about the Silver Coin of the Month Club is, hey, how much are these coins going to be worth in 5 years from now? And one of the things I like to quote is my good friend Ray Higdon, our #1 income earner, often says, hey, isn't that pretty cool that we can even have this conversation? You know, what other direct sales or network marketing product did you ever say, hey, how much is my skincare going to be worth in 5 years? Hey, how much is this juice going to be worth in 5 years? The answer to every other product is always zero, right? So we have a product where we can actually build value and have an asset that's going to build up in value over time. And one of the things that we wanted to do at Numis Network is make our opportunity very unique and literally risk-free for anybody that gets started. So the question we always get is, how much are these coins going to be worth in 5 years? And the answer is, I have no idea. But what we do at Numis Network is we provide you with a buyback guarantee. At Numis Network, we have something that's unprecedented, not only in the network marketing industry, but also in the numismatic industry. And we have a 100% buyback guarantee for all coins that are purchased through our Silver Coin of the Month Club. So this is the part where most people use that word no-brainer. Guys, there's literally no downside whatsoever to be a member of the Silver Coin of the Month Club, because if you hold on to these coins for 5 years, you can always sell them back to the company for 100% of what you paid for them. Anybody else know of any other asset like that? Anyone? I know I wish that I could go back to the bank and take my mortgage from 5 years ago and when I got it in 2006 and go, you know what, this just isn't working out, Regions. Can I go ahead and get a full refund? So Numis that's one of the things that makes our company very unique. So what in the world could be better than a 100% buyback guarantee? What could possibly be better than that? Well, there's only one thing that could be better than getting all your money back for the coins that you paid, all the money that you paid for your coins, and that would be as if you could get your coins for free and then get all your money back, or whatever other people paid for them, right? So we have something called Refer 3 People who become customers of our Silver Coin of the Month Club, and you actually get your coin for free. And this is one of the best and most unique offers, obviously, in the network marketing industry. So what is network marketing? You know, a lot of people haven't been exposed to this industry and don't really know what our industry is. Well, Robert Kiyosaki, he calls it the business of the 21st century. He wrote a best-selling book. Some of you probably read his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Anybody read that book? One of the top financial selling books of all time. He also recently wrote a book called The Business of the 21st Century, where Robert goes on to describe all of the reasons why network marketing really is the business of the 21st century. Network marketing has over 63 million people in it worldwide. And here are some of the basic reasons why people start network marketing businesses. First of all, the startup costs are low. You can start part-time. Hours are very flexible. You own your own business. You can work from anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter whether you're in the UK, Canada, the United States, or Costa Rica. I mean, you can literally, as long as you have a computer, you can work from anywhere in the world. And the tax savings can be significant. I think this is sometimes one of the things that's very overlooked in our industry is the tax savings that you can receive by owning your own business. We talked about the wealthy, and a lot of times the wealthy, and especially in today's market, are getting hit left and right, with they need to pay more. And one of the things that most people, I think, have this misconception is that the wealthy don't pay their fair share of taxes. How many people believe that? See, we have a bunch of entrepreneurs in this room. Nobody believes that. Well, I could... no. Well, one of the reasons that the wealthy are able to cut their tax liability down is because a lot of times the wealthy are the business owners. And the tax code in this country is written for business owners. Does everybody realize that? The tax breaks go to the business owners. So what I often tell people is I say, listen, there's a real easy solution to you getting tax breaks like the wealthy. It's simply start your own business. And network marketing probably provides the simplest and easiest solution where you can get started with the least amount of capital and you can literally own your own business and take advantage of all of those tax breaks that Warren Buffett's taking advantage of. You know, he's paying less than his secretary. You heard that, right? The Buffett rule. So in this business, now you have that opportunity to take advantage of all those write-offs. That is, unless Herman Cain gets elected. And then we'll be on the 999. Everybody heard that? Okay, huge upside profit potential. Once you look at our business and you see the huge upside profit potential, that's what attracts a lot of people to our industry because you can literally earn a residual income that will pay you over and over and over again. At Numis Network, we've designed a very lucrative compensation plan. Our experience of designing comp plans for over 10 years allowed us to combine two of the most successful compensation plans ever in network marketing history, the binary and the coded bonus. And what it allows us to do is allows us to pay you immediate income, retail commissions, and bonuses from anywhere from $100 to $50,000 bonuses. This is all immediate income. And then also residual income with commissions from 10 to 40%. And the residual income, again, that's money that keeps coming in week after week, month after month, whether you work or not. And obviously, the more you work, the more your residual income. And then at Numis, we also offer lifestyle rewards with our 6-star BMW program. Mr. Burke Hedges right here, one of our 6-star recipients. And luxury trips and rewards where we take cruises around the world. How many folks here tonight have already earned the cruise that we're going on? Let me see your hands. Mr. Wayne Caraway, Mr. Samungi, Amanda Bass. Please stand up, guys. Give these guys a big round of applause. Mr. Alan Henderson. Awesome. Great job, guys. You know, one of the things that we did that Jake and I committed to when we started this company is that if we were going to work really hard and build a big organization, that we were going to have a lot of fun doing it. How many people like that? Having fun while you're making money. That's what this business is about. And we have a cruise coming up in January. And this, by far, is our simplest qualifications that we've ever had for any incentive trip that we've ever done at Numis Network. In fact, I believe we're close. Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we almost have 100 people qualified now for the cruise in January. So if you guys out there that are watching tonight, I know a lot of you guys are qualified, so give yourselves a big round of applause. 100 people have qualified for our cruise in January that we're taking out of Tampa here, so we're going to have a lot of fun. Now, one of the things that to really understand the income potential in network marketing, you need to understand geometric progression and how an organization builds in Numis Network. And we use something called the binary approach, which means that you simply go out and get a couple of people and you build 2 teams. So you get one person on your left and one person on your right. Now, with our immediate income, when you sponsor somebody who then buys our Fast Track Collector's Kit, you make a $100 bonus. So if you enroll somebody on the left, you make $100. You enroll somebody on the right who buys the Fast Track Collector's Kit, you make a $100 bonus there as well. Now, in the binary, you're just simply sharing this with a couple of people and then helping them share it with a couple of people. And over time, you're going to help them bring in somebody on their left and somebody on their right. Now, if you look at this geometric progression and how it works out, if everybody in your group simply went out and got 2 people their first 30 days, shared this concept with 10 or 15 people and just enrolled 2, then at the end of 1 year, you'd have about 8,190 people on your sales team, 4,000 on the left and 4,000 on the right. Now, that's a perfect case scenario, and in that scenario right there, you'd be making about $25,000 in residual income just from one bonus of the 12 that we offer at our company. Now, everybody knows that nothing builds perfectly geometric like that, so let's say that instead of 8,000 people, let's say you failed by 90% and only had 800 people after 1 year. That's still $2,400 a month in residual income from the binary part of our compensation plan. How many folks, if you had $2,400 to $24,000 extra a month coming in, that would make a difference to you financially? You know, one of the things that I've noticed today is that there's a lot of foreclosures going on out there today. A lot of people that are getting kicked out of their houses. And I believe that $2,400 a month could keep most of those people in their houses. How many people believe that? You know, so with this program, we can actually help a lot of people. We can have them change their financial futures just by introducing this to folks. And in the binary, you earn up to 12%. Now, as you build that network, one of the things that Mr. Robert Kiyosaki says is, he says, you know, the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work. It's kind of like that concept of either networking or not working, right? Well, in our compensation at Numis, you can earn a couple of $100s a month, you can earn a couple $1,000s a month, and we have people earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. It is dependent on your own effort, and how much effort you put into the business will determine how much money you make from it. Now, here's how you get started. For our guest tonight, if you want to get started, you'll start with our Fast Track Collector's Kit, which includes your first MS-70 silver coin. You're also going to get your graded coin attaché case to keep your coins in. You're going to get your Coins Are Cool DVD set that explains to you everything about coin collecting that you need to know. You're also going to get a customized Forever Crystal. You can use that for yourself or for a great Christmas gift. You're going to get your Annex Coin Grading Certificate. You're also going to get preferred pricing on all coins. And you're going to get the Numis Success System, which includes NumisNetwork.com. This is a website that you can take people to learn all about the opportunity. You get ShopNumis.com. Now, this is a standalone retail website. One of the things that I like to point out about ShopNumis.com is I like to point out the value of this business just by simply recognizing this one website and saying, think about what it would cost you to go out and design a website, hire the programmers, okay? Go out and get the shopping cart technology and have them do all the graphics for the website, then acquire the inventory to put on that website. Hire a shipping department, credit card processing, customer service. How much would it cost you to start that web business? Think about that. I would tell you that it would cost you literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that, because just your inventory alone would be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, not considering all of the other expenses of starting. That's one of the websites that you get when you join Numis Network. It's a standalone retail website. Anyone who wants to purchase gifts or purchase coins, gold and silver, they want to purchase, we have bullion tubes, whatever they want to buy, they can go to your website, and we do all the shipping. We do the processing. We do the customer service. We insure the packages. We ship it out, and we pay you a commission. I believe that the value of this business is just in this one website is probably 10 or 20 times what it costs to actually start this business. You're also going to get Numis Online Marketing System, which is our Numis One website. So when you join, not only do you get everything that I talked about, but you also get 3 websites to market your business. And then you get training and support. I believe that if you've ever been to one of our Numis universities, I think that our training and support here at Numis Network rivals any network marketing company or any direct sales company out there in the industry. Certainly for a 2.5-year-old company, I think that we rival companies that have been out there for 10, 20, 30 years. So very excited about the leaders that we have in this company that bring just a massive amount of experience to our training and support staff. So here's everything you get when you join as an executive with Numis Network, and the entire cost of getting started in your own business is $495. As I said, I think that just if you look at what you get for the $495 to start your own business, to get those tax advantages and to get everything, it's a very, very small entry-level price to get started in your own business. Now, I talked about some of the reasons why people start network marketing businesses, but here's what I've found are the real reasons why people get into this industry and why people join Numis Network. I think the real reasons are people are stressed out by the rat race. Anybody tired of driving 275 and during rush hour? People are going to jobs that they don't like. You know, all the surveys that you see are 80% of the people don't like their jobs or even hate their bosses. You know, people are neglecting their health or their families. They're not spending time with the time that they want with their families. And I want to show you some of the people that are really living the dream in our company. You know, one of the things that I tell people that one of the things that got me back into the network marketing industry, that kind of I always had this calling to get back into network marketing, was that after we sold our company back in 1999 and started IDSTC, IDSTC has been a very successful software company, and we have clients. And sometimes we see the clients and we can help them become successful, and then I got into the trading business and was successful doing that, and I've been in different businesses where I've had success, but never did I have the feeling that I had in the telecom industry back in the 90s when we would have our national conventions and people would walk across the stage and you could hand them $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000 checks. There's no better feeling in business than when you can have a business where your business is helping others become successful. And I tell people all the time that when you come to one of our conventions and you see people up on stage that have changed their lives and you see them shedding tears, it's not over the coins. You know? And in other network marketing products, they're usually not crying over the juice or the skin cream. It's because the opportunity changed their life. And that's one of the things that Jake and I pride ourselves in, is that we give people the opportunity to absolutely change their lives. And there's no better example than our #1 income earner in the company, Mr. Ray Higdon from South Florida, from Fort Myers, Florida. You know, when Ray started in Numis Network almost 20 months ago, he literally was down and out. He was a real estate investor who had multiple homes, including his own in foreclosure. He was down to his last $300, and he found Numis Network at the exact right time in his life. And in a very, very short period of time, for most people, he's gone from literally desperation to a high six-figure income earner in this industry, and very respected throughout the network marketing industry today as a leader just less than 2 years later. So Ray's a great guy. Oh, and don't let me forget Jessica Peretti either. She just happens to be our top female income earner, and she's gone from a 22-year-old struggling college student to our top female income earner in our company. Then you have David Wood, and boy, David's a phenom, and if you ever come to our conventions or NUMASU, you get to see David speak, and he's got a very special skill set that he trains our reps on, and I can tell you that I've never seen anybody that's been able to bring as many people into an organization as David Wood, and he has a special following, and he's one of our top income earners. And when I talked about doing this business from anywhere in the world, you literally can do it from anywhere in the world. He lives in Costa Rica. He lives in Costa Rica, and he's literally an internet phenom. You have Dave and Michelle Lovett out in Sacramento, California. I want to say hello to all our California reps out there that are watching tonight. Dave and Michelle Lovett, they have a very different story. They were very successful in this industry in the early 80s with one of the bigger, well-known companies that everybody would know their name. And Dave and Michelle actually retired from this industry, multimillionaires, in 1988. And for 21 years lived off their residual income that they had built up from their first company. Dave saw Numis Network, and when you're once an entrepreneur, always an entrepreneur, and when you're open-minded, you're open-minded. And he saw this as a very special opportunity to get involved with a company that's going to do some big things in this industry. And he joined us, and he's one of our top 5 stars out in the California area today. Great to have him on board. He'll also be speaking at Numis University in Las Vegas. And then Erwin and Eva McKen, our top income earners up in Canada. And boy, this is a special couple. Some amazing things that they've done in building their team, and a great group not only in California but up in Toronto and Ontario and that area. And they're just a very special company, our top income earners up in Canada. Literally, that's what we do. I mean, if you're interested in a business where you can absolutely change thousands of people's lives, Amanda, we are going to get that picture changed. Where is it? Oh, bottom. We've got Samangi here, but we don't have Amanda. And we're going to get that changed, I promise you. Chris, can you get that done for me by the next meeting? Don't let me forget. But that's really what our business is about, just simply introducing people to a simple concept, showing them a way that they can change their life financially. So the questions we always ask, how would you like to have a garage full of gold and silver coins? Does that sound pretty cool to anybody? Better, and then control your time, eliminate stress, fire your boss. Anybody want to do that? Fire their boss? Travel the world, and then spend more time with your family. That's the thing that network marketing really allows you to do. And most of all, live your dreams. So I want to encourage you tonight, if you're a guest, to get started now, change your future. Get with the person, if you're watching this on our broadcast, get with the person that invited you to this broadcast tonight, and get your questions answered. If you have any questions, hopefully we've answered most of them, but get your questions answered and lock in your position. In our business, timing does matter. We have something called a binary, and when you get in does matter because you have something called spillover that can happen on your team. So you want to get that position locked in as soon as possible, and we invite you to join the Numis team. I want to take a couple of seconds. Matt, can I get a handheld? Because I want to get a couple of folks up here and hear from a couple of folks tonight. Right now, we have something that we've implemented called the Silver Eagle Performance Schedule. Can I have it? Oh, thank you. And it's a system that what we've seen is about 73% success rate, which is pretty good in any system when you can have a 73% success rate. And some of the people that have been implementing this new system and this point schedule that we have qualified for this cruise that we're going on. So I want to invite those people that have qualified for the cruise, Wayne and Alan and Samonga and Amanda, if you guys could come up real quick. Guys, give them a big round of applause. You know, we implemented the Silver Eagle performance schedule right before our convention in August, and a lot of these guys have been on the challenge, and obviously they've been getting great results. So I'm going to have them just talk a little bit about the performance schedule, what it's done for your business, and you know, why you joined Numis.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Amanda Bass. I'm St. Pete, Florida. And the performance schedule really transformed our business. It really put focus into what we should be doing. I think a lot of times we get busy being busy and doing non-income generating activities, and we're organizing our desk, and you know, we're going to call this list after we do this. And the point system really gets you not only accountable with yourself, but you know, you're reporting to a team, so your whole team is holding you accountable. And it really I have a limited amount of time to do what I do. I have a 1.5-year-old at home, and she's super busy, so you know, I have a tiny amount of time to get the business done, and it really allows me to focus on what I need to be doing in that short hour to hour and a half. And really, to get 10 points is, I mean, you can do it. I do it in an hour and a half, so that's really doable on a part-time basis. And I chose Numis Network because honestly, life is too short to be working for 50 years for someone else to retire on a small fraction of what I was making. And I want to travel the world and raise my baby girl to know she can do whatever she wants to do and to pursue her passions. And in order for her to have that, I have to live the example. So, and what better? And she's 1.5 years, and I'll tell you, when those coins come, she runs for them. She opens the envelope. And she's 1.5 years, so we're training her up. So,
very good.
Basically, whatever she said, I agree with, and I'll just capitalize. Yeah, that's the way. I learned it from a lot of wise men. I always listen to the wives. We joined Numis because of one leadership. Ian, Chris, and Jake, phenomenal individuals. Reputation in the industry is bar none fantastic. The product itself, gold. It was a no-brainer for us when we decided to look sharply at it. We didn't understand numismatics, but under the vision and where they're heading, and Dave Angelo, Burke Hedges, these individuals kind of showed us the ropes of what numismatics is, how powerful it is. It just blew us away. But other than that, we're just having we're just getting started. For those of you watching, I suggest definitely get started with us. This company is going to be phenomenal in the next 10, 20, 30 years to come, and we're going to be a part of it. So other than that, get started today. Thank you very much for being here.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Alan Henderson. I can tell you from the point system, also about personal development, if you're on the success system, you need to work harder on yourself than what you do on your business. And the point system is really all about that. Whether or not it's eat your frog, you get up every morning and the first hour and a half, do what it is that's the hardest thing and the toughest thing to do. And also when you make a list of 10 things to do every day, work on the top 3, the 3 that matter, and that's what the point system is all about. So it's not just about getting your business going, but it's about doing your time appropriately and learning what's important. I've really learned this through Numis, and really away from the point system, but why Numis for me? I've lived a very successful career, I should say financially successful career, in real estate for the last 25 years. I've never been involved in network marketing before. But I got involved with this company not just because of the character of the founders, but I tell you, they work harder on themselves than they do on their jobs. And I've learned that in this business. I actually worked hard on my job than I did on myself, and I became very complacent when I became very successful. And I would tell you that if you, George Zalicki will tell you that the foundation for failure is complacency. Ogmandino will tell you that you then develop bad habits, and the open door to failure is bad habits. And I will tell you, these people all work. I'm here for that. If you want to become and live a great life, you got to serve the many. And this is just an extension of my past life, and that is what my life is about in the future. We've talked about this for making money. We've talked about this as a business. I'm here to serve the many, to help and to add value any way that I can. And I really have seen no other place other than Numis and be able to serve thousands of people as the years come. Thank you.
My name is Wayne Caraway. I'm from originally from Plant City. Then moved to Turkey Creek. It's an inside joke, but live in Brandon now. And basically, I got into Numis because I'm not stupid. And it's kind of a funny story, but I tell people I have an accent that don't make me stupid. And when I first, and it's a little quick story. When I first, the guy wanted to show me Numis, I wouldn't come look at it for about 3 months. He tried his best to get me to a meeting, and I wouldn't come. Finally, out of respect for him and some of the things he had done for me, I came to look at it, and told my girlfriend when I left, I said, I'll be home early. I want nothing to do with network marketing. And then when I got here and saw it, it made sense. I mean, basically, what Numis does is that they're telling me I'm going to give you some money every month, and then I'm going to give you some more money for letting me give you the money in the first place. I mean, hello. I mean, like I said, I got an accent, but I'm not stupid. I'm getting paid to get paid. And my story is a little bit different than a lot of people's. I jumped out the gate, I worked it hard, and I didn't do very well. And the main reason why I didn't do very well is I didn't know what I was doing, had no clue what to do. And then here, I guess 3.5, 4 months ago maybe, they introduced the point system. And it makes sense. I mean, basically, it's nothing more than this is what you do. It's your Bible. It's your manual. If you do this, it works. And it's so simple, it's ridiculous. And I started following the point system, and I'm on a cruise. So come January, I'll send y'all some pictures.
Good job, guys. Awesome job. So you guys can see after those testimonials, especially Amanda's, why she definitely deserves to be up on that screen, right? Up on the Living the Dream screen. So I wanted you guys to hear that tonight so you could hear from some folks that are actually doing the business, that are achieving things out there like the cruise. And instead of taking a break tonight, I actually wanted to go right into the training part of the presentation. So for you guys out there that are watching, I'm going to share with you something that I really haven't talked about a lot in trainings. And I think once you understand this about our company, once you understand the product and really what we do, it'll all start to make sense. And not only make sense, but it'll add more value to being a member of our Silver Coin of the Month Club. And to really understand what we have here at Numis, because a lot of people have questions about our product. It's like, why hasn't anybody done this before? You know, why is Numis the very first company in history to offer certified graded coins through the direct sales industry? Direct sales has been around for 50 years. Gold and silver has been around for 3,000 years. Surely somebody has offered gold and silver through network marketing. And the answer is yes, they have. They've just never done it successfully. And when we founded this company, what we did is we went back to the past and we said, what have companies done that have been unsuccessful in the past? What did they do incorrectly? And the one common denominator was that they were selling bullion coins, not numismatic coins. And one of the reasons that no company has ever offered numismatic coins through network marketing is because modern issue graded numismatic coins is literally a brand new market. And that's what I want to share with you tonight, is really how this market got started and why we are in the right place to capitalize on this huge trend and this fastest growing segment of what is now a $100 billion numismatic industry. So I told you about the Y2K, and that's kind of where it starts. You know, I'll just take you back to, instead of going all the way back to 1849 like we did the real presentation, let's take you back just to 1999, and when we really saw a huge increase in the demand for gold and silver was during Y2K in 1999. Well, during that time, or right after that time, some guys came up with a brilliant idea. They said, hey, let's take some brand new coins from the U.S. Mint and let's grade and certify them. Let's send them to the authenticators that are used to only grading old, antique, coins from pre-1933, ancient coins, 1890 Morgan dollars and things of that nature. Let's take some of these brand new coins from the mint and let's get them certified and graded. Well, most collectors at that time thought that a coin from the mint, a brand new coin, must be a perfect coin. What they realized very quickly after having coins graded that were brand new from the mint is that most coins that come from the mint are not in perfect condition and will not get a perfect grade. So in 2000, Our partners, our strategic partners with Mr. Keith Love and Mr. Mike Mezak, they grade and certify modern issue coins for the very first time. Up until 2000, it had never been done before in quantity. No one had ever graded certified modern issue brand new coins from the mint. So then they took that idea, and after they certified them from 2000 to 2005, they found out that not only did collectors want these coins, but the demand was enormous, and they literally sold millions and millions of dollars worth of these coins on television through companies like the Home Shopping Network. Well, collectors not only love the modern issue coins, it actually has now become the fastest growing segment of the $100 billion numismatic industry. The fastest growing segment is the modern issue coins and the certified graded modern issue coins. So fast forward to 2006, and this is really when the demand started going what I call parabolic, when the demand really started going up for these coins. It was in 2006, if you guys remember 1986, Ronald Reagan had the Liberty Coin Act. Well, 2006 happened to be the 20th anniversary of the American and gold eagle. The silver and gold eagle. And in 2006, the United States Mint did something very special. They came out with a limited commemorative set of silver eagles and gold eagles. And they manufactured and minted these coins in a method that they had never done before. In fact, if you look at the 2006 Silver Eagle, it's the only time in history that the U.S. Mint has ever minted what they call a reverse-proof coin. And this really sent the collecting industry and the collector universe into a frenzy. Everybody wanted the 20th anniversary coins. And this is when people really started collecting modern issue. And it's also when the top grading companies entered the market. Before 2006, the top grading companies like NGC and PCGS, they did not actually grade and certify modern issue coins. They did not believe that these coins should be graded and certified. They were brand new. And at one point, one of the presidents of one of these top grading companies actually said, our company will never, ever certify modern issue, brand new coins from the mint. And today, it's the biggest part of their business. So it just goes to show you how times change and how people's demands change. So in 2007 and 2008, we obviously saw the huge demand and the increase in gold and silver. In fact, one of the things that I point out to folks about collectible gold and silver coins, if you think about our economy over the last 3 years, and you look at the collectibles as an industry, and you look at things like fine wine. Okay, I happen to have a wine collection with about 1,500 bottles, and I try to collect the best wines. Do you know that most of those wines that I was buying back in 2005 and 2006 are 30% cheaper today? Okay, think about that. Good for me, right? But not good for the wine industry. If you look at art prices have come down. If you look at classic cars, if you look at almost every collectible out there over the past 3 years in this economy, it has gone down in value. All collectibles have gone down in value in the last 3 years as a general whole, except one. You guys know the only one that's gone up? Precious metal, gold and silver coins. And by the way, if you look historically at these coins, before the financial collapse of 2008, they were also going up like all other collectibles. So we have a product that is literally recession-proof, we believe. It goes up in any market, whether it's a down market or an up market. If people are making millions of dollars and we have another bubble of some kind where people have more money to spend, guess what they buy? They buy collectibles. They invest in precious metal, coins. They invest in art. They invest in wine, things like that. So silver and gold demand continues to rise in 2007 and 2008. We then have the financial crisis, and then 2009 is when we start Numis Network. Now, understanding the timing of modern issue coins and how they came about, and literally the demand for these coins really took off in 2006, and we started our company in 2009. So when you look and say, well, how come, when you ask the question of why has nobody ever done this before, it's because the industry for modern issue coins really is a brand new segment of the numismatic industry. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. And we just happen to be the first mover in this industry. So let's talk about our product and why is the timing perfect for Numis right now? And why is the Silver Coin of the Month Club different? What makes this club that you're part of so different than anything else like it in the industry? And then what's our vision? What's the vision of the company? What's the vision for the future? As I mentioned before earlier on in the presentation, I believe to understand the future and to predict the future, you need to know the past and understand where you've been. And when we looked at the Silver Coin of the Month Club, what we said is that we said, let's take a look and see what's happened in the modern issue market in the first 10 or 11 years that it has been out and they've started, actually grading and certifying coins. Which coins are worth the most? And how did they get that way? Well, the coins that are worth the most today are the coins that nobody was grading and certifying 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And that was our vision for the Silver Coin of the Month Club. Instead of going out there and saying, hey, let's just certify the coins that everybody wants and that everybody's collecting and that are all over the internet, we said, hey, let's find the coins that nobody is certifying and grading. When our members have a coin, let's let it be the one coin that nobody else has. When you go out and look at GovMint or HSN or Shop NBC, our members will actually not even be able to find our coins for sale out there in the retail market. So at the point that they may decide to sell them in the future, those coins will actually be rare compared to all of the other things that are being sold out in the marketplace. Does that make sense? And that's really our vision for the Silver Coin of the Month Club, is to give our members coins. Of course, we're going to give you all the favorites. We're going to give you the Silver Eagle once a year. We're going to give you the Chinese Panda, which is the most collected international coin in the world because everybody loves the pandas, right? We're going to give you that, but we're also going to give you coins that people don't grade and certify, like the Mexican Libertad. When you go out and look for the Mexican Libertad, you really can't find that coin for sale out in the marketplace. You can't find it for sale on retail websites. What does that mean? Well, it means that we have a vision that these international coins that are not being graded and certified are going to be kind of like finding, if you go out in the market and look today at a 1994, 1991, 1992 American Silver Eagle, and you see that, on some websites they sell for anywhere from $6,000 to $20,000 for one coin. Why is that? Well, because in 1991 and 1994, nobody was certifying Silver Eagles. So if you can find one, it's very, very rare. So that's what we do with our Silver Coin of the Month Club. We look for coins that no one else is certifying and grading. And plus, we look for coins that have limited mintage. The Silver Eagle, they mint an unlimited number of those every single year. In fact, this year, they're predicting that they will break another record this year. Last year, they minted 35 million Silver Eagles. This year, they believe they're going to mint 40 million Silver Eagles. Well, do you want to collect a coin that there's 40 million other ones out there? Or do you want to collect a coin like the Canadian Cougar, where there was only 300,000 of them made? And that's what we try to look for in our coins. Or the Chinese Panda, where the Chinese government only mints a couple of million of those a year, not 40 million. So we look for limited mintage. We look for coins that no one else has. And then we look to build value in your collection. How do you build value over time in a collection? Well, coin collectors like to collect in sets. And if you have a set of something, it's a lot more valuable than having one individual coin. So what we do is we provide you with coins each year that allows you over time to build a set of coins or a series of coins that, for instance, the Kookaburra. One of the things that Keith Love talked about at our conference is he says, to my knowledge, there's no full set of Australian kookaburras from very first issue date to today in existence out there. He's never seen one. So if you had a full set of MS-70 kookaburras, do you think that would be pretty valuable? Okay, so that's the way we collect. We give you an Austrian Philharmonic every year. So even though the Austrian Philharmonic doesn't change, they don't change the coin each year. It's the same coin except for the date, just like the Silver Eagle. If you collect it for 5 or 6 years, now you're going to have a set of Austrian Philharmonics, which, by the way, you can't find being sold on the internet. Okay, so we want to provide unique coins that, by the way, we also do Australian coins. We do, last year we did the kookaburra, and if you guys have seen, you know, in the past we've come out with 1992 kookaburras, 1993 kookaburras, and 1994 kookaburras. So when we expand Numis Network into Australia, and no one has graded or certified 1992, 93, and 94 kookaburras, and you have a set of them, do you think there are collectors in Australia that when modern issue coins take off in other parts of the world like they have in the United States, that those people in Australia will be looking for those coins? And where is the only place that they will find those coins? Members of the Silver Coin of the Month Club. That is our vision for the Silver Coin of the Month Club. It's not just about transferring paper into a precious metal asset. It's about building a long-term, valuable collection that is going to increase over time, because we had the vision to look to the future of what's going to be valuable 5 and 10 years from now, not what's the hot coin of the day today. Does that make sense to everybody? And I think that once you understand that and you can convey that to your prospects, that they will be a lot more excited about joining our company, understanding the vision of the company. Let's see. Oh, and then the fact that you can get them for free is obviously pretty cool. And the 5-year buyback guarantee on that collection, that makes it pretty unique as well. So we've had not only a vision for the Silver Coin of the Month Club to make it unique, to make it different, to make it visionary, so that as we expand this on the new tape, which, by the way, for those of you that are here tonight, I'll let you out on the secret. We have a brand new audio tape that's coming out in about the next 30 days. And it's really, really good. I got a sneak preview today. And it's an opportunity audio cassette. And one of the girls, one of the testimonies on this, she says, you know, one of the things that excites her the most about Numis Network is that this is a global franchise. This is something that you can build around the world as we expand to the UK in November. Oh, it's a CD. What did I say? Oh, I said a cassette? You know, I was listening to Matt earlier and talking about 8-track cassettes, and it got in my brain, so I said cassette. Boy, I really gave my age away there, huh? And then obviously the fact that you can take this exclusive Silver Coin of the Month Club that's offered nowhere else by any other company like we have, and that you can make money with it, obviously is what makes this opportunity so unique at Numis Network. All right. For those of you out there, I put a couple up on the board during the presentation, but one of the things that I always look at is I look at the kind of the competition and look at who else out there markets coins that are comparable to Numis Network. And you got your major retailers out there like GovMint, Franklin Mint, Shop NBC, Home Shopping Network. And these companies are literally selling millions and millions of dollars worth of these coins every single year at a lot higher prices than what we sell them at. And so the question is, why do these companies charge higher prices than Numis Network? And the answer is because they can. I mean, they have loyal customers that love buying from them, and what you realize is that a lot of times price doesn't matter. When you're buying a precious metal coin, you want to know that if there's ever anything wrong with it, that you can return it, that it has a guarantee on it. And that's one of the things that we don't talk a lot about our coins, is that at Numis Network, you really get a double guarantee. When you have a coin from any of the top 3 graders, whether it's NGC, PCGS, or Annex, which are the top 3 graders that we use, when you have one of these coins from these graders in one of their slabs, this plastic case that we keep the coins in is called a slab, it is guaranteed it is guaranteed by that grader that as long as it is encapsulated and sonically sealed in this slab, the grader guarantees its condition. Okay? So that's a guarantee that the grading company offers. Well, at Numis Network, we double the guarantee because we offer that same guarantee on top of the grader that because you bought the coin from us, you don't have to send it back to the grader, just send it back to us and we'll take care of it for you and we'll get you a new coin, okay, if you ever have a problem. And that's why people go to these websites, is because franklinmint.com, anybody ever heard of the Franklin Mint? They've been around for 50 years. People know that name, they trust that name, and they know that they can buy from them and know that they're going to get value and they're going to get good customer service. Same reason people will buy from Numis Network. So I want to take you through how to get an MS-70, because we talked about that nobody was grading MS-70s, modern issue coins, back just 10 years ago. Nobody was really doing this. And a lot of people always say, well, that's just an ounce of silver, right? It's only worth the value of silver. And so I like to show people how you actually get an MS-70 and why websites like Franklin Mint and GovMint, why they can charge $149 to $159 for their coins. And I want to take you through the process of getting one MS-70. You see, about one silver eagle or one coin grades out to be a perfect 70 out of 10. So if you wanted to get an MS-70, and what I put up here is why are they worth $149? Well, your cost of your 10 coins that you're going to submit to the grading company is going to be about $35 a coin, so you got $350 invested in the coins. Your grading fees are going to be about $20 per coin to grade it and certify it, because it's literally checked and authenticated by 2 different graders before they put it in the slab to make sure it's a 70. That's going to cost you about $200 in fees. Your shipping and insurance is going to be about $50. So you're going to spend about $600 to get those 10 coins graded. Now, you're going to get about 9 MS-69s, which are going to sell out in the marketplace, and you can sell those probably for about $450. So $600 that you spend, you sell your MS-69s for $450. Your cost to create one MS-70, about $150. So why are MS-70s worth $149? Because it costs you $150 to produce them. Okay? It's as simple as that. It's just simple math. That's what it costs. Now, collectors know that, but guess what? If you send, or let me ask you, if you send 10 coins into the grading company, are you guaranteed to get back an MS-70? Absolutely not. You could get back all MS-69s, and now you spent $600. You didn't even get your MS-70 that you were looking for, right? So collectors would just rather go to a reliable source, somebody that they trust, and buy it for $149 instead of going through all this to produce it for themselves. So $119 on the Silver Coin of the Month Club, all of a sudden, now you're getting a discount over what it would cost you to produce that coin yourself. Okay? And you're actually getting a very fair price, because less than 10% of the coins are actually going to grade MS-70. As I mentioned, modern issue coins are the fastest growing segment of the numismatic industry. Annex, which is our company that we feature in the Silver Coin of the Month Club, they're the first and oldest grading company in the country. And then you have PCGS and NGC. One of the things that I've noticed about these 3 companies is on some of the large websites out there in the coin collecting universe, these are the only 3 companies that they will accept. That is why it's very important that if you are going to collect certified graded coins, that you only deal with the 3 top most reputable companies, because if you ever did want to sell those coins, you want to make sure that they're accepted by the top websites that sell companies, the top auction sites. And the nice thing about all these companies is they all 3 have the same guarantee, where they guarantee their coins for their quality. And Numis has a large selection of coins from all 3 of these grading companies. Now, before we leave tonight, Alan hit on this tonight, which is personal development, and it really is one of the cornerstones of our company. Is we believe that for you to get better, for your business to get better, you have to get better, and personal development is part of what this industry is all about. And I want to share with you a couple of things tonight, and Alan touched on this a little bit, but I believe that every single day you should listen to the positive and educational CDs. You should read good positive books and magazines, and hang out with positive people. It reminds me of something that I learned from Zig Ziglar back in my insurance days when I used to drive around selling insurance. I always used to listen to Zig Ziglar. Anybody ever listen to Zig? I love Zig Ziglar. And, one of the things that Zig said on one of his CDs, but I think back then it was a cassette, it was a cassette back then, I promise you. One of the things that Zig told me, he told me a story about a study that was done, and I actually found this to be true, is that, your income is going to be the average of your 10 closest friends. So you have a choice. You can either raise your friend's income or get new friends, right? You have one of two choices there because your income is going to be the average of your 10 closest friends. And, one of the things that I've seen about this industry is that hanging out with positive people, with motivated people, with entrepreneurs, it just makes you better as a person all the way around. So I really do encourage you to really, engage in personal development and positive things. And we have some stuff at Numis that you can get. And let me see if I can get to the thing. My favorite all-time CD is this one. And, I have this one loaded into my car, and I listen to this at least once a week. It's George Zalicki's Profile of a Champion. And it's just one of those CDs that every time I listen to it, it gets me fired up all the time. So I would really encourage you to grab this CD, to listen to it at least once a week, once a month, especially if you're just getting started in the business. And then you can get that in your back office. I think it's $10. And then Success Club. If you haven't enrolled in Success Club yet, I really encourage you to do this because Success Magazine is obviously the premier personal development magazine out there that you get each month. And in our Success Club, not only do you get a subscription to Success Magazine, but you also get the CD that comes in the Success Magazine, and you get books. I know with my schedule, I never have enough time to read as many books as I would like to. Anybody else find that to be the case? I would love to read more, and I just don't have time. But what Success does is they take 3 top business books every month, and they summarize them on a CD. And when you're on Success Club, you actually get that CD that's book summaries of 3 top business books. And you can just pop it in your car and listen to it every month. In addition to that, you also get a special CD from Numis Network every month. Jake, and I think one month Matt, but Jake every single month interviews one of our top leaders and our top income earners for Success Club, and you get that CD. And I know that Alan has used that actually in recruiting, used those CDs and given them out for people to listen to. So you not only get the book summaries, the Success audio series, but you also get the Numis Network Jetpack audio series and Success Magazine. And, I talked about investing in yourself for $9 a month. I think it's the best investment that you can make in yourself and your personal development. Okay. And then I wanted to leave you with an action plan for this week, guys. I want you to write this down. Action plan this week. If you have Profile of a Champion, which I know a lot of you do, listen to Profile of a Champion this week. Join Success Club if you haven't already. And start using the daily action points. One of the things that you'll notice in all of our leaders in Numis Network is that they're using those daily action points to track their activity, and the goal is to get 10 points a day. You can do this on your own, but I would encourage you to pair up with a leader, somebody that you can be accountable to, and pair up with a teammate, an upline leader, and say, I'm going to get my 10 points a day. As Amanda said, and I've done this is my 3rd challenge that I've done since we started with the points, and I found that it takes about 30 minutes to an hour and a half a day to get your points. And it basically is doing the activities that you need to do to build your business anyway. And then get qualified for the cruise. As all of you guys know, especially you guys out there watching, this week is the last week to get qualified for the cruise. And a lot of people think, well, I don't have enough time, but Alan, seriously, how long did it take you to get qualified for the cruise? How many days? 3 days, right? 3 days it took Alan to get qualified for the cruise. How many people did you have to enroll to get qualified for the cruise? 2, right? So all you have to do is enroll 2 people who also buy the Accelerator Collection, and you're on the cruise. This is only Tuesday. It is still very, very doable for anybody out there that is serious and wants to go on what's going to be an absolute blast in January. I'm telling you, with over 200 Numis Network Nation on that cruise, it's going to be a lot of fun. So you don't want to miss it. You know, our events so far have had about 20, 25 people on our trips. This one's going to be an absolute blast in January. It'll be a great time to get out of town for a few days. So join us, get qualified for the cruise this week. And then I'll just leave you with have fun, guys. We appreciate you guys. Did you want to add something, Alan?
I hate to do this. I do want to because I didn't know that you were bringing up the personal development. And I really, what's unusual is I carry this around, and when I come from business every day, when I was in home building, this would be filled with maybe a loan document, revolving line of credit from a bank. It might be a contract for a home. It might be some warranty contract. It was filled with maybe a land loan, but it was filled with legal documents each and every day. And no lie, you're not going to believe after you just did this. I'm going to show you, I'm going to open this up for you, and I'm going to show you all a couple, and I'd also like to present something if I get an opportunity here.
Yeah. I like it, impromptu.
He just talked about it. I have the Success magazine, which I carry for each issue, and I have each one of the DVDs, or the CDs. And I will tell you, I particularly carry this one because he talks about handing out. Jessica Peretti is 20-something years old. I will tell you, this is the hottest CD. They just interviewed her this month. She's 20-something years old. You will not meet a more impressive 20-something-year-old. Came out of college, took a cosmetic job, learned a little behind that, wanted to do something special with her life, and now a lot of kids coming out of college, masters or whatever, looking for a job. She's now making over $100,000 in her early 20s. She gives the best presentation on Facebook of how you build strong relationships, not how to use Facebook, how you build personal relationships on Facebook. And she gets up in front of this crowd all the time, gives a wonderful presentation, and they interviewed her this month. I think this is the best recruiting tape. I hope that Numis offers it to everybody. As I've told all the guys, I've said, we've got all these leaders. You split between them, whatever your style is. We've got this one woman, I think is probably the best college graduate recruiting tape there is out there. And I'll also tell you, I got Success Magazine. My first month I got it. I went down to Wright's Gourmet to have a sandwich, and I read something on tax write-offs because my accountants and my company, we always paid for it through that, and I'd forgotten about something that I could write off. I've paid for Success for the next 20-something years because I refiled my income tax return, and that was my very first issue. So get on this $8.95. It's the cost, great CDs and everything in here. I've got the compound effect, which he didn't talk about. Absolutely wonderful about running your life, and the book as well, which is so wonderful. And I will tell you, I was so impressed between Darren Hardy listening to him on these, because he's the one that, he's the moderator on all these CDs. And this is not just about compounding. It's about everything you do in your life and taking one small positive step and taking slow and methodical steps that compound themselves over time. And I was so impressed, and I heard him talk about live the best year of your life. And he's put out, at 18, he was making a six-figure income, early 27-figure. By 27, he had a $50 million company, and he doesn't consider himself very accomplished to a lot of his friends. And so he hangs out with all the right people. And so he now does his goals called the Live the Best Year of Your Life Ever. So I bought a handful of them, and I'd like to tell you, we're always celebrating people for their accomplishments. I've become dear friends of the Flastersteins here. They're wonderful people. If you've listened here, the rabbi in this month talks about if you're not making a difference at home, whether your parents or your kids, then it doesn't matter. These people take care of her parents. They got 8 people living in a house. So I want to give them, live the best year of your life.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Alan. That was awesome. Thank you.
My briefcase is filled with now, and the whole side of it is filled with.
Well, thank you for that, Alan. And I want to thank everybody for coming out to this Tuesday night event. That was awesome. And, that just shows you kind of what this industry is about and what our company is about. And we look forward to building a successful business with you guys and seeing you out here next month. And we got a lot of great events coming up. If you haven't registered for Las Vegas, I have to tell you it's too late. We're already sold out. We completely sold out of Numis U. It's our most popular training event, and we should be announcing, I believe, in the next couple of weeks, we'll be announcing our next Numis U event. Right, Jenny? We're working on it. We'll be announcing our next Numis University event next month. But I look forward to seeing you guys back here, especially everybody that's viewing us online back here next month. Thanks a lot for coming out tonight, guys. Thank you.
As you should